Aloha, IJ King here. On today's episode of Surviving Like a King, I have some good news to announce. I looked at my video, 200 Leaders to Survival, and I was finally able to see, after a month, what sucks about it. Honestly. And the thing that sucks about it is the thing that I am hoping to rectify today. Okay, if you can see that I'm being much more clear, concise, and to the point right now, that's what I was hoping to show in that video. Meaning, like, I knew I was kind of rambling and kind of going about things in the wrong way, but I couldn't really figure out how. The other big thing about the 200 Leaders to Survival is that if you're just getting started right now, and all you do is you go and you get yourself 200 liters worth of dry sacks, and you start taking your daily items and putting them into the dry sacks and using them from the dry sacks. So you have to pack them and unpack them every day, and you have to you have a limited amount of gear that you're working with on a daily basis. This is going to work wonders for your survival skills, just like me making these movies each week has worked wonders. And it's taken about a month, 1 month, for me to go from being completely unpracticed with making movies to being somewhat proficient with making movies. Okay, and it's the proficiency that you're after. If you're going to pick up a musical instrument today, let's just say you just decided to start playing guitar today, okay, you can practice playing your scales for 1 hour each day for 1 month, and you're going to think you're never going to get it. Then after about a month, there'll come a day where all of a sudden you get it, and you get why you just did all the things you just did. You'll have new skills that you didn't even try to acquire, okay, if all you do is play your scales, okay? And all that means is you play the root note, then you go up a note, then another note, and another note, and then you just keep doing this over and over again, and you become proficient with it. It's the same thing with the 200 Leaders to Survival. All I have to tell you is get the dry sacks and start figuring out what you need to get to put into those dry sacks to survive, and that's how you do it, and everything else is going to come right into play. That's the whole idea behind that. You can see in this video, I'm not going all over the place. It takes a little bit of time to develop these skills. So if you're going to be talking about playing an instrument for a performance, 1 month isn't enough time. After 1 month, you're going to be able to start doing certain little small things where you're like, oh, hey, I've always wanted to do that. But you're not good enough to put on a performance yet. It takes about a year. After about a year, you might be able to play a song well enough to get up in front of a bar a crowded bar of people and play a song that you don't get booed off the stage. Okay? Now, it's the same thing with survival. You can go online and you can watch any one of these survival videos and learn how to start a fire using a ferro rod. Okay, so that's 1 note on the scale. Okay, then you can go and you can learn how to build a shelter from materials you found, or maybe with some materials you brought along in conjunction with some materials you found. That's another note on the scale. Then you might be able to trap some food, and that's another note on the scale. And then you might be able to find water, and that's another note on the scale, okay? But when you want to actually do it to survive, you need to be able to make that a song. You need to be able to be completely proficient with it. Now, people in their daily lives, including myself, I have a lot of work to do. I can barely have time to make these movies. But by living out of my bags the way that I live out of my bags, I maintain my skill set. So if shit were to hit the fan tomorrow, I'm already practiced up and ready to go. That's the difference, and that's why that's so important. Another thing happened this week that I found pretty amazing, actually, and it does relate to this 200 Leaders to Survival method. I went into work the other day, and I work at a restaurant. When I got to the restaurant, there were 3 girls standing by the time clock. And I was clocking in early, so I needed to get the boss. So the boss was there too. So as the boss is clocking me in early, one of the girls says, oh, wow, I'm so glad you're here. I'm like, really? Why? She's like, oh, well, you're always so happy. And one of the other girls goes, yeah, you're always so happy. And yeah, well, the other girl goes, yeah, you're like the only cool person here. You're the only one that we can go talk to, and like, you'll be cool. I was having a terrible day. I was like, really? I'm that happy all the time? And then I kind of got to thinking about it, and it's like, well, yeah, I don't really have a lot of the same concerns that most people have. I have gotten it down to where all I need is my 200 liters. I can live my daily life, be ready for survival. If these other people who have more things, they have, well, okay, these other people that have more things, which is most people, they're going to have more things to deal with their problems, and they don't have a greater skill set to deal with their problems. They have more things to deal with their problems. More things equals more problems. By limiting myself to 200 liters, I actually get a greater power. So that's the whole thing with that 200 liters to survival. That's why I feel it's so important. I mean, I could go on and on. I could also say that once shit hits the fan, getting from point A to point B easily is going to be crucial. If you need to bring a whole bunch of things with you in order to make it, you're not going to make it. You need to be able to get from point A to point B easily. So even if from point A to point B is only like 5 miles, so I'm here in Roswell, I can get to the main drag, that's only 3 miles. Okay, but can I do it on my own power? Can I do it with my feet or with a bicycle? Yes. I'm always practicing this. I don't drive to work each day. I ride a bike to work each day. So I'm finding ways to keep my survival skills sharp within the Babylon society in which we live. That is crucial. The difference it makes by staying on top of the skills instead of having to develop the skills in the first place is going to make a huge difference. If you just limit yourself to this method, okay, I need to be able to, what I need to focus on is being able to survive with 200 liters or less of gear, okay, that's excluding food, transportation, and weapons, okay, just my gear. With that gear, I can do it, then I've got it. Then everything else you need to do becomes apparent. I can't tell you what to do because you're you and you have different needs. But for you, if you limit yourself to 200 liters worth of gear, you're going to figure out what skills you need to acquire, and you'll be able to acquire them. All right. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too long. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Aloha.